Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today must be Tuesday, and you're in the right place at the right time. I am Dr. Ron, and that is my lovely co-host over there in Studio B. Hello, Miss Fiona. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Dr. Ron?
I'm still alive, baby. I'm still alive. You just smile so
Mhm.
much when I say that. One day I'm gonna say I ain't here no more, y'all. Just to look at your surprise on your face. Yeah.
Smile now, cry later.
You'll cry later? Okay.
I
All
will.
right. Okay.
Mhm.
That's what's up. We got a great show in line for you guys today. We have the legend himself on the air with us, Mr. Lee Michaels. I'm so excited. Every time he comes on, he tells us a whole bunch of useless stuff that you can't get nowhere else. And I'm so excited because I love hearing his useless stuff. I tell you. So you don't want to go anywhere. You want to stick around and stay and check out what's happening. We got great weather here in Chicago. We had up to 80, 85 degrees,
Mm.
sun shining. Oh my God. This is the kind of weather that you live for in the Chicagoland area because next week it might be snowing, but
Right.
right now, hey, we got it going on. That's what's up. So look, I am not going to beat around the bush too much longer. I'm gonna, get my announcements out the way so we can get the legend on himself, because I know he's waiting over there with a baseball bat to hit me upside the head with something
That's right.
witty and charming.
Don't get it twisted.
Uh-oh, look at that. We got voiceovers in the background. Look, I want to give a shout out
This
to
is your conscience.
Yeah, right. Um, um, I just want to give a shout out to all of the healthcare heroes that are on the front line, all the people that are out there keeping us alive and keeping our families alive. We just want to give you a shout out each and every time that we go live. I tell you, it is my honor and privilege to wear this doctor shirt, to be in solidarity to all of our healthcare heroes that are out there. Appreciate you guys. We pray for you every day. We want you guys to know that we lift you up so that you guys can do what you got to do and keep our loved ones alive. Because Corona is not over with yet, guys. Remember that. Corona is still here. Okay. Also, want to give a shout out to all of the pastors that are on the front line, people that have the job of keeping us uplifted spiritually and looking out for us and keeping us aware of what's going on. That's their job. And they do a very good job of it, most of them. Okay. And a special shout out to my mentor, Dr. Lloyd Michael Hunt. If you don't have a pastor to follow or somebody to try and keep you informed on what's going on, you can find Dr. Hunt. If you scroll down on my Facebook page, you'll find some of his messages. Or you can go over to my YouTube channel. There's an entire playlist devoted to Dr. Hunt and his old archive messages. And I tell you, he will knock your socks off with some of the revelation knowledge that he has been presenting and bringing forward. And if you don't know how to find my YouTube channel, you can go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, scroll all the way up to the top, you'll see my YouTube and my Instagram and soon my Twitter. So you can click on it and go over and see all the things that are going on all my social media. And as you scroll down, you'll find a place to leave your information with us, a contact card, fill it out. You can also see all of our vendors, the people that help make what we do possible on all of our platforms. I tell you, we got people that have been with me for many years, like Port Again Sam. He brings in some of the best wines from all over the world. He's got a banner up there. If you click on it, it'll take you over to his website, along with RRJ Web. If you have a website design or something that you would like to put together, he can help you do it. Just click on the advertisers as they scroll through, and they'll take you directly to their websites. We also have a couple of advertisers that Miss Fiona has brought to the table. Miss Fiona, you want to tell us about your advertisers?
Yes, the first one is Kitropolis Child Care, located 8104 South Hostage Street. We are now enrolling from babies from 6 weeks to 6 years old. We have a lot of new things going on there. So if you're interested, you can stop on by or call and set up an appointment and come in and take a tour. The second sponsor we have is I Am OYAB. That is an African American author who writes children's books, and he'll be on the show in 2 weeks, in a week. So those are the two people, and you can hear more about him in 2 weeks. And that is obviously Young and Brilliant. A nice brand.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to talking to him because you've been talking about him long enough now. So I am so excited to find out what it is this brand, is all about. I am so glad to meet this guy, because you've been talking about him for a while now.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
We have bought his book for a few of the children that we have at the child care center, and they like it, and it's relatable. So I'm always, encouraging education. So
okay,
I definitely like this, the book. Period.
Okay, well, I am so looking forward to hearing from him and seeing what it's all about. Definitely, Well, look, we're not going to hold things up too much longer. Like I said before, we have this legend. Now, what institutes a legend? Somebody that's usually 2 days older than black pepper. Somebody that's been on the earth a long time. Somebody usually has something usually profound to say, with his witty and charming self. So without further ado, we're going to bring to the show my brother in broadcasting and good friend, as you can tell, Mr. Lee Michaels. Welcome to the show again, Lee.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show, Dr. Ron, and your lovely co-host. Good to see you again.
You too.
And I'm just going to talk to you. I'm not going to talk to you. Any questions that you have, fire away, okay? We're just going to ignore him.
You two are hilarious.
I'm on the pay no mind list already.
That's right. From the top.
From the door.
We're going to ignore him.
Oh, man.
Okay, so how you doing, Mr. Lee?
And you're going to go along with him, too. Look at you.
Doing very well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm feeling good. The weather is nice out here in Las Vegas. I think around 76 degrees. Yesterday it was like 94, and the day before.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it was already, it's telling us to get ready for 115 because it's coming.
Oh, what are you doing? It's that hot.
You keep your ass in the house and do the air conditioning at 72, 24/7.
Oh, wow.
That's it. You just got to live with it. It's about 4 months, 4.5 months of, intense heat. But as they say here in Las Vegas, it's dry heat, so it's not that bad. Okay. But it takes your car 20 minutes to cool down when you get in your car, so it's hot.
Oh, wow. Wow. Dr. Ron, have you been there?
Oh yeah, I've been to Vegas. I got married in Vegas one time. That's why I don't go there that often.
Did you leave her here?
No. We went back to Louisiana because that's where we was living at the time. And I'm sure this place is still there. Little Whitechapel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is still there. I got married here, my last marriage here in Vegas, and I've been trying to leave her here in Vegas, but it ain't working. She said, I'll stay, but you're still gonna be married. You ain't gonna get rid of me like that.
Right. Well, I was able to leave mine in Louisiana and move back to Chicago. I left for the whole state of Louisiana.
Funny.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, and then that way I don't have to worry about running into her at the grocery store or anything like that. You know, it's all
Yeah.
good. It's all good. Yeah, yeah. So, a lot of people know you because they heard me say this as you're the legend. But what are you up to nowadays? I know we're going to talk about street news now a little bit later on, but I know you've got new music radio station and some other things. You want to share with the people what all that you do?
Yeah, Ron, thank you for asking that question because I am involved in a lot of different things. iradiocoach.com, which is my consulting website where people can come in and hire our services for media consulting. It could be commercial radio, which I don't know why anybody's still doing that, but to each his own. Um, Online radio, video streaming, blogging, you name it in new media, that's what we do. We can help you from the concept all the way up to launching your media idea and keeping it going, and the full service media consulting, from building out your studio, telling you the right equipment, Dr. Ron, to buy, and
Huh?
hello zinger there, and to make sure that you look and sound professional. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you just
What's
gonna
wrong,
you
Ron?
just
You
gonna
look
leave
kind of
you just gonna
speechless
leave it
there.
like that, huh? You ain't gonna, you just gonna throw that at me. See, I got backup on the line. Let me tell you something. I got my two brothers in broadcasting, Reggie Miles and my other brother, Chris Bass. They
Well, I
know how
coach
you
both of
are.
them as well. So,
Look, look, look. They know how
what you saying?
you operate. Okay,
That's right.
And Reggie heard you with that opening line talking about you don't know why anybody would want to go back to terrestrial radio again. So that's his favorite battle
Oh
cry.
yeah, well, I know I got him fired up. Well, Reggie, see, Reggie is kind of like me in that he's always had a dream of owning a radio station, and what I've been trying to get him to understand is he already owns two or three of them.
Yeah,
They're just online,
yeah,
and let that terrestrial thing go until the Federal Communications Commission forces these broadcasters to do it the right way. And until then, I can't get really excited about doing it anymore.
uh-huh.
I do have a couple of clients that I consult that are terrestrial radio, and that's fine, and they're doing well. One that I started consulting, it seems like almost 30 years ago, and they're pretty self-sustaining now. I don't have to talk to them every week, but when they need advice, they'll call me and we'll talk about it. We'll come up with a solution and keep it rocking. And they're
Yeah.
very successful. When I first started working with them, they were near the bottom of the barrel in the market, and now they're top number one and number two, and they've been maintaining that for years now.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
it just depends on what you want to do. What excites me and what I see in terms of right now and the future is online. Whether you're podcasting in an audio only form, whether you're video logging or video blogging, streaming live or uploading to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, wherever. That's where people are living today. And, I'm considered one of the old school guys, but I've never been from day one the type of person that wasn't willing to adapt and looking into the future in terms of where the curve is and where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you are sitting here still trying to do radio like it's 1975, then shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Because
look,
it's just not that way anymore.
look, Professor said, well, 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 I need some help. When you was talking about doing the, helping people and consulting people on radio stations, he just launched another site, where he's doing more broadcasting, which I don't know how
Uh-huh.
it's possible because he's already on 24 hours, 7 days a week now. I don't know
Seems
what.
that way. That's yeah.
Yeah, man, he ain't playing. He's on the air.
God bless him.
Yeah.
And for a senior citizen, I'm proud of him. You
Yeah,
know.
well, until he turned into a zombie because he took that, that coronavirus, he'll be doing
Is it?
good.
Didn't they have a song after this virus, my Corona?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
That was my Sharona.
Oh. Well, they're going to change the
The rock
words.
song. You remember that
Corona.
one?
Corona, baby, Corona. They ain't talking about no beer with no lime in it either,
I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to take the shot or not.
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah.
I encourage anybody that feels good about it to do it. I'm not telling anybody not to do it, but for me personally, you can call me chicken shit maybe, but I want to make sure that we know enough about it. And I've been doing all the safety things of keeping my household environment, my cars clean, and stay away from careless people. I don't go out in crowds, and I wear the mask. Sometimes I got two on. It's like dating you pick up somebody at the bar. You're not going to have raw dog sex with them. You're going to use a condom. So I use the same concept. So I put my face condom on. I have them.
Yeah, he said that raw dog sex.
I was good.
Yeah, he said raw dog sex.
It's the truth. Okay, it's true.
I'm just shocked that you know that term. That's all. Raw dog sex.
Well, you didn't invent that term. It was around.
No, I know. I know. Look, I'm from the 70s, man. We used to do it all the time. Without a condom. Oh man, never no problem. Look, I walked up to a group of young guys, with their pants sagging, and I told them, I said, you guys don't know nothing about, having sex without a condom. So they looked at me like I was crazy, and then when I walked away, I said, "Pull your pants up."
You should have asked them, why are they having their pants on the ground? And then and get into that discussion. And I have had that discussion with a number of
hasn't really
young people. They don't even know the origin of it.
No, they don't. Yeah. So.
Can you share?
Yeah, because he was around back then when it happened,
No, well, I had nothing to do with it. I've never done it. I'm not going to do it because, I don't like showing my ass that way. I can do that like what I'm doing right now. So, but there's two thoughts on the origin of the pants on the ground. One says it started in prisons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a fact or not because I have not been there, but it's pretty prevalent for what I understand. And I heard that those that run around in prison with the pants hanging down like that, it's kind of letting the other inmates know that they're available.
Yeah, advertisement. Yep, I've heard that too.
I mean, do you know that to be true, Ron? That's what I've been told.
I've heard that rumor too. And then the one that goes back even further, are you going to, I'm sure you're about to bring that one forward.
No, that's before my time. You go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, well, the origin that goes back even before the prison comment was that it was common on the slave block when you went up on the auction, because they were not allowed to have belts, that their pants would be hanging and sagging, right before they were purchased, on the slave block. So someone wrote a documentary about that, expressing that this goes back even further than the prison one,
And half the time they made them take their clothes off completely so they could see what they were buying.
Yes.
How physically fit the slave was.
Yes.
So,
it was
not a pleasant time.
Yeah. So both of those have merit, those theories on what. Okay. Reggie got a book for us. I recommend the book Being Digital by Nicholas Neal somebody. He theorized in 1989 about the world going from atoms to bits. And the most impressive theory was called the Negro, I can't see that, Negro something switch. What goes, let's see, what did he say? Okay, I can't. Can you see it, Fiona?
No, it's not on my
Okay, here
my
we go.
screen.
All right, here
I'm
we
on
go.
YouTube, so I don't.
Okay,
He must be
this,
on Facebook.
yeah, he's on Facebook. Yeah.
Mm.
Let's see. He's trying to prove his point. Okay, what goes over the air, broadcast TV and radio will go via wire, and what goes via wire, telephone, will go over the air. This is what we are seeing today, and the theory was presented in 1989. Okay, Reggie's on point. He's talking about your comment about being ahead of time, presenting all of the mediums that you have on internet,
Hmm.
and I look at internet radio because we started one 10 years ago on another station, and I look at it as a frontier, and sometimes frontiers, if you don't get in them and establish yourself as a presence on the frontier, then it's too easy to get left at the starting gate again. I remember looking
True.
back in time when cable TV first came out. Um, in Chicago, we had this thing called On TV, and it
I
was a
remember that.
one channel cable network.
It was a set-top box kind of thing, right?
Yes, sir. And
Yep.
they did all day programming. Movies. Like you would call pay per view today, and
Right.
it was a subscription fee to be able to see what was going on. Well, that was the introduction into what was to come as far as cable television. And you had to have a special antenna, you had to have the little box, and then most homes had it. And then as time progressed, Chicago was one of the only cities that divided up their cable franchise into four sections: north, south, east, and west. And most of the suburbs were, had their own cable network. And at the time, in order to be able to wire up that town, you had to offer up community access channels. So it was a lot involved with establishing, cable television in the city of Chicago and in the surrounding areas. Now, when I tell you that it was a frontier that was just getting established and just getting going, there were many areas for minorities to get involved in. And I'm not just talking about just the programming part of it, I'm talking about the hardware part of it, building, installing, and things of that nature, that a lot of people missed the boat. They literally,
Ownership.
yes, they missed the boat.
Mm.
And as you look back now, television has gone completely digital, and you can't even watch regular television without some type of digital device in order to pull it in. Most televisions
Right.
that are smart televisions now have, digital capability straight out the box. But this was once again a frontier that we missed out on, and I saw the same opportunity with dealing with internet radio and internet
Right.
television. Like people spend more time today, myself included, watching YouTube, and what's
Mm.
on YouTube than I really care to watch on anything else, because it
I
keeps
agree.
me with a world perspective on what's going on. Regular programming is fine. I'm not knocking it at all, but internet television and internet radio is still a frontier, and it hasn't begun to tap out as of yet. So,
And just to amplify what you just said, it's more immediate. You know, when George Floyd was being murdered, for example,
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
people were out there streaming that on social media, before the local television stations and radio stations could even get on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
By the time they got there, it was pretty much over.
Yeah.
So the immediacy of this powerful device that we call a smartphone is so immediate. And that's why I launched Street News Now with the understanding and concept or premise to be, when you see news happen, you can stream it to us and we can put it up on the web on streetnewsnow.com and on our social media platforms immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like having 350 million people as reporters.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be professional, but if they see something happening, broadcast it. I mean, this little phone is as powerful as any $10,000 camera in a studio. It is more powerful and more accessible because it's connected to the internet, and you can create your own broadcast in 3 seconds. Mm-hmm. And that's the power of it, because now we are seeing crimes being committed, good things happening as it's happening, and that's so powerful. You don't have to wait until a news crew come out and get the tail end of the story. You can get it right at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So folks, just keep those devices handy, because you're able to expose the good and the bad. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I like to try to get people to do when you're out there, and I know, especially when it's something kind of crazy or crime going on and you're trying to capture it, keep your damn hands still. You know, don't you look at it and then you have your phone over here. That's not what's happening. I don't want to see the roof of the house over it. Keep your camera focused on the whatever's going on. Mm-hmm. Not down at the ground, not up in the sky, looking at the squirrels jump on the telephone pole. Keep it focused on what is going on. And that, it makes me dizzy. Number one. And that, you're missing the story.
And that was an Radio Coach moment.
Right. You know, look at your phone in terms of what it's seeing and keep it focused on that. Wow. Just be steady. Keep the focus on that, because what you're shooting could be very, very vital to a legal case.
There you go.
You know, I mean, if you've been following this story on the murder of George Floyd, you can see the pictures that the defense is trying to concoct. Well, you see, the knee is actually on the shoulder blade. Well, from that goddamn angle, it does look like that. But if you take that same moment, that same second of what was going on from the perspective of somebody who was on the other side of his knee, you can see clearly it was on the neck. And I watched a little bit of that today, and the prosecutor didn't really focus, at least what the part that I saw, he really didn't bring that out and say, you know, okay, slide number 17 or whatever it was, you know, this appears that the knee of Chauvin is on the shoulder blade, not on his neck. Well, let me tell you something, folks. Those cell phones had a different view, and it was a straight-on view, and it was clear that that man's knee was on George Floyd's neck for practically the entire 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Mm-hmm. So let me put my knee on your damn neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Let me see what the outcome is going to be. That was murder, plain and simple. Plain and simple. You intended on taking the last breath out of that man. Otherwise, you would have gotten up 5 minutes earlier. I want to see the timetable from when the last time we saw that man move, George Floyd, to the end of when they got up off of his neck. How many minutes was that? Mm-hmm. That's the telling story right there. Because when that man become motionless, he's not moving, he's not breathing. If he's not already dead, he is damn near. And unless you give him some type of first aid to bring him back, to get his breath back in his body. He's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's history.
Yeah. And the police chief threw him under the bus. You know, the police chief.
Well, yeah.
The police chief told him that that's not what we do. That's not the procedure we taught him.
It isn't.
You know, so you know he did that. You know, on his own, and they had a personal vendetta with each other anyway. You know.
Yeah, I've been hearing all kind of stories about that. I heard early on that they worked together in the same nightclub or something as bouncers or whatever.
Right.
And there was some kind of tiff between them. I heard another story today that Floyd may have had some type of relationship with his cop's daughter. You know, I see, and I don't like to, you know, get into those kind of things unless I have the evidence to prove that.
Right.
So rumors.
Well, one thing for sure, his girlfriend that came on the stand was definitely Caucasian or very, very light skinned. So he had an issue with that too. You know.
Yeah,
so,
probably.
Yeah. So Miss Fiona, I know you got a couple of things you want to throw at him. Yes. You know, before we go to the next segment, I know you got something for him. You know, beat him up real good. You know.
Well, you said a whole lot. Okay, so in the fact that everybody has a camera and everybody's recording, I believe even just like listening to you and Dr. Ron talk, the storytelling aspect of it. Could you say just like a one-liner for free? What is a strength that you should have when recording, and try to avoid the weakness? Okay, you did say the weakness about shaking of the hands. Can you give a strength?
Well, focus. It's all about focus. If you're trying to report what is happening at that moment, you've got your live camera going, you're streaming on social media. Keep in mind that, you know, put this in your mind. At that point in time, you are a reporter. Okay, so what is going on? Maybe you can tell a little bit about what you see. Don't make up some stuff. Just tell us what you see, what is being spoken. If your camera is not picking it up and you can hear it, you can say, well, the officer just told him to lay down and, you know, he's not complying at this point. That's the storytelling that you can do as a reporter. Mm-hmm. And there are times when you shouldn't say anything. Don't make up some stuff that's not really happening. So let the camera tell the story for the most part. You can give information like where you're located. You know, I'm at the corner of such and such and such and such in the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You know, I've heard people say, yeah, we're over here in Hobo County. Well, where is that? What state is that in? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We don't assume that everybody knows where that is. So be a little more detailed. Tell your viewers where you are and what's going on, how you got there, and as much detail as you possibly can. That's going to put you in the best spot of being able to detail what your camera is seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
That helps the viewer.
Yeah. Now let me do this because we need to switch scenes here. For those that are interested in getting Lee to help them with their on-air personality or whatever it is that they're interested in, equipment, go to his website, www.iradiocoach.com. It's scrolling across the screen there, and you can go there and touch bases with them. You know, bring some money with you now. Don't come over there begging now, okay? You know, because, you know, people will call it, oh, I want to be a radio personality. You know, well, how much money you got?
We do some nonprofit stuff as well.
Yeah.
You know, if we're a nonprofit organization, we can work with you. And listen, my rates are not ridiculous.
There you go.
I don't like to work for free because it eats up time. And I like, you know, people tell me my time is valuable, so we put a nice modest fee on. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a contact us form on there. You can reach out to me that way. And, we can get together and talk about your idea. I had a very good discussion yesterday with a guy who wants to put a studio in his church and above and beyond what they already have, kind of as a teaching platform. And they're out of Hampton, Virginia. And Virginia is my hometown. If you can see that state sign up behind me, I'm proud to say that I'm from Tidewater or the Hampton Roads area, Norfolk, Virginia. And I would be willing to go there to help him put that studio together because it's personal. It's my hometown, and I want to put my fingerprint on something in my hometown that we can all benefit from. He's talking about teaching children how to broadcast, how to use the equipment, how to podcast and video streaming and all that kind of stuff. So that's near and dear to my heart. When I've run into people who have a passion for doing something and they're doing it with a purpose to help others, I'm all in.
All right
I'm
now.
all in because somebody helped me 50 years ago.
All right. Well,
Okay.
like we were talking a little while ago, he was mentioning Street News Now. You see the logo on the screen now. And all of our other broadcasters that work together on Thursday night show on Facebook and YouTube at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have the legend himself, Mr. Lee Michaels. We've got Chris Bass, the Boom Shakalaka. We've got the Professor, Reggie Miles. We've got Francisco, aka Chocolate Yoda, and myself. And you've seen all of these guys on the show here on the Ask Dr. Ron show. And I tell you, it is, and I don't have to tell y'all too much because y'all tune in and watch. It is a fun time had by all. But, Lee put this network together, and I have been honored and privileged to be able to work with these guys each and every week. And it's been a ball, it's been a lot of fun. And I tell you, we bring some very good conversations out, and we talk about, current events and things of that nature. So it's a beautiful thing. And Lee put all this together for us to be able to broadcast from. Now he's in Vegas, and three of us are in Chicago, and Francisco is in New Jersey. He was on the show last week. We had this big discussion on how things on the East Coast are compared to what we are here in Chicago. And I'm trying to stall for Lee to come back because he's on a phone call and his screen keeps blinking in and out. He keeps touching something on his desk over there. I don't know what it is he touching, but he didn't blinked out again. So as soon as we get him back on the line, we'll have him back on with us. So, you want to tell them your impression of the show, Miss Fiona?
I definitely have been keeping up with the show. It's very informative. I like the personalities on there. If you ever have time, it's Thursdays at 8 o'clock, right?
Yep, 8 o'clock Central
Thursday
Time.
o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, they really do talk about good stuff. I like a good conversation, so
Yeah,
it's definitely something to watch.
yeah, Miss Fiona has thrown her fun facts out there. She would be
Mhm.
watching and then give us some information that we will be talking about. So
Mhm.
it's always good to participate because the name of the show, so we have coined it. Five got Thursday night, five guys and you. So that's
Mm.
kind of like the adopted name of the show. So the you part is all the other people that participate and come and be a part of what we got going on. Let's give a couple of shout outs. We got my brother Enoch is tuned in and listening. We got Denise, she's listening. Mary Chandler's listening. So glad to have you guys tuned in with us tonight. One of the things that we did not talk about in the last segment was some of the things that Lee has done in his career musically. I know last time he was here, we talked about his connection with house music. and you know, it was kind of interesting. Miss Fiona didn't know anything about house music at the time, you know.
Poor
So
baby.
yeah, hey man, your mic is, not your mic, but your camera's still off.
You did that. I didn't do it.
No, 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 no,
Don't
no,
look
no,
at me.
no, 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 no. When you answered the phone, you touched something because it jumped to your webcam, and then it jumped, you know. So now it's back on the webcam, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where we are now.
See me now?
Yeah, we got you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So and the water bottle, you know.
Yeah, see that's what I don't like about the webcam. The where I have it mounted is kind of low. So
Yeah,
anything that I
yeah,
put
yeah.
on the desk,
It
it's
picks
and
up
my
on.
other camera is mounted up a little higher.
Yeah. Well, Lee was very instrumental in making a group of DJs in the Chicagoland area very famous with the Hot Mix Five. And I know,
Right.
did you go do some homework on Miss Fiona about the Hot Mix Five?
I didn't do my homework on the Hot Mix 5. What I did do was I watched how, because I'm on TikTok, so it's like I mentioned that's my entertainment. On how many people, hashtag Chicago and really listen to house music. And it's a whole bunch of people up there, especially like the young kids, how they, dance. I don't know what they call it here, but
It's still called
it's like
dance, you know.
but more like the feet work. I don't. It's not dance like that, but like some people call it feet work, and some people call it beat your feet. I don't know what they call it here in Chicago.
Okay.
So now you make me feel kind of young. Thank you very much.
Poor baby.
Well, look, both of y'all from the East Coast, y'all should be all right. You know, he from Virginia, you from Connecticut. You know, y'all should be all right.
Did they call that something in Virginia? Do
I
you
don't know what
remember?
you're talking about.
The kids
I,
that dance the house music.
house music wasn't around when I was in Virginia. It didn't come in until
Mm,
really the early 80s is when it really, kind of launched itself out of Chicago. So when I
oh,
grew up, it was about hand dancing, which in Chicago they call it
Stepping.
stepping.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah. And up in
Well,
Connecticut, I think it was also related as hand dancing,
mm,
because that was kind of an East Coast term. What part of
okay.
Connecticut are you from?
Family is from New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah,
So
I know that
hmm
area. I had relatives in Norwalk,
hmm
Bridgeport, and Darien or
Okay.
Darien.
Theory,
Is it-
yeah. I'll be like, whatever. I don't know anybody
right?
there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know
So I
anybody
used to
there.
spend summers up there.
Okay.
Is
You
that is
still have
that
family?
is that like the
Yeah.
Hamptons? You
When
know, going up to the
No, not
say it
Hamptons
really.
and
again.
hanging
The
out, you
what?
know.
It's a lot of wealthy people up in Connecticut.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on where you live.
Yeah. Just
Mm-hmm.
like anywhere else, any other state, same
Absolutely.
way.
Nothing's changed.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun up there. As growing up as a kid, my grandmother and I had an aunt up there and an uncle,
Hmm.
great aunts. So summertime I'd go up and visit there. And in fact, when I was visiting my grandmother the summer of Woodstock, and I ended
Oh
up
wow.
going to Woodstock
Hmm.
for one day, and because I was up there visiting my grandmother, and they met some kids up there my age, and we went up to Woodstock, not knowing that it was going to be one of the most historical rock concerts of all time.
All
Right.
time.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it
Wow.
was peace, love, dove.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
those were
I
good
should have a
times, as they
T-shirt
say.
that "I survived Woodstock."
Uh-huh. Now that was what, 1943, something like that.
uh, you go to hell. If my smoked out brain remembers, I think it was 1968.
1943.
Yeah, 243. Now I told you that was back in your day.
Oh
You older than
no,
me.
bro.
Did he say Moses days?
Yeah, right. Exactly. He was hanging out with Moses.
Uh-huh. Yeah, He trying to make me older than him, but that's not never gonna happen, you know.
Oh, listen.
So
Wait.
go ahead, Fiona.
Oh, I just had one more question. Just like being new to this, I love listening to your microphone. It sounds very clear.
Thank you,
Would you recommend,
Dr. Ron.
Dr. Ron, would you recommend a person just go out and buy the real thing instead of like being, and I don't know, like not saying anybody's pockets, but a cheaper version? Does that make sense?
Well, it all depends on your pocket.
Okay.
I would never recommend a microphone like what I'm on right now. This is called a Sennheiser. It's a German-made microphone.
Hmm.
It's known as one of the premier voiceover filmmaking type shot. It's called a shotgun mic because it's long and slender and very directional. And in terms of what you're pointing it at, if you see it pointed away like that, my voice almost disappears. That's 45 degrees away. If you point it directly at me, you're going to get me.
Hmm.
Um, this is $1,000 mic. Do you need this? No. Does it sound good? Yes. If you can afford the best, then buy the best. If you're living on a tight budget, I'll give you an example. All right, I'm on a different microphone. This microphone is $100.
Hmm.
It doesn't sound bad. And depending on the device that you're listening to me on, you may not hear a difference. If you're listening to me on a cell phone, you're probably not going to hear much of a difference. So this is $100 mic. It is also directional. When I talk in the side of it or in the back of it, my voice almost disappears. So, and it's made to do that, to reject side and background noises. If you're kind of in a noisy environment, these type of microphones are best. There's a microphone for $60 that sounds as good as this. What makes a microphone sound good is what you're connecting it to, the mixer, what type of processing and equalization, where you can turn up the bass in the mid-range or the treble and turn the processor on to make it sound full.
Oh, okay.
So no, you don't need to spend $1,000 or $5,000 on a microphone to sound good. And this is a good example. This is $100 mic, and this is $1,000 mic. Some people might say, I don't hear a difference, Lee. And it also depends on the voice on that microphone. So, that's the difference. You do not need to spend a lot of money. And there are USB microphones that sound good. I'm not a big fan of them because I think they're somewhat limited. But again, if all you're going to do is some Facebook stuff or some YouTube stuff, a USB microphone will probably work well for you. And you can get those for 50, 60, or even a couple of $100. They can be almost as expensive as a professional broadcast mic. I got another microphone over here somewhere.
He got so many toys. It's unbelievable. Look at him. No, you didn't got him started now. You didn't went right up his street, knocked on his door, and now he pulling out toys from that he got in special boxes and stuff. Look at this.
That's right.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Now, look at that. Now he didn't hit a home run. Look at that.
This is my signature microphone. This is made by Heil, Heil, American company. It's called the PR40. They have this in different colors or whatever. I chose the gold mic because, I'm looking at being a broadcaster for 50 plus years. So this is my gold microphone that celebrates that. Now, if I plug this microphone in and I disconnected the little $100 mic, that $100 mic is called a pod mic made by Rode, Rode. Now, I just turned on the gold mic. Now, this microphone has a rich, full, nice bottom, But again, you may not hear the bottom of the bass in my voice right now if you're listening to me on some little earbuds, depending on what you're listening. If you're listening on some nice speakers at home, this is going to have a warmer, fuller sound, Dr. Ron.
Yes, I hear you.
so that is another difference in the microphone. The closer you work to this mic, the fuller, the richer the bottom, the bass comes out. The crisp bass comes out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and bass is on the line, so he know you trying to duplicate him.
Right. No, I can't get down like that.
Yeah.
Bass got that natural,
Mm-hmm.
deep, regular kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's the microphone story. Now, depending on what you're trying to accomplish, if you're going to do some professional voiceover work, this mic is what most professional voiceover actors use, along with some others. The microphone that Dr. Ron has is a good voice mic. Which one is that? This
SM27. Yeah, sure.
SM20. It's an older mic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Been around for a while, so it's a good sounding mic.
Durable mic, yeah.
Yeah, and that is a condenser mic like this one. It has to have external power to run it. Mm-hmm. So when you plug it into your mixer, the mixer has to supply it with a certain amount of voltage for it to work. Otherwise, it's not. It won't work. So, yeah, that's another consideration.
The professor said proximity effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in the right room, a well soundproof, mellow room, the Sennheiser mic could work 2 or 3 feet away. I'm going to push this mic further away from me and point it directly at me. Now, I have a desk here that my voice is bouncing off of going into this microphone, but I'm at least I'm a good 24 inches away from the microphone right now, but it still sounds full. You can still hear the bass in my voice and the high frequencies. So it doesn't lose everything as you get further away. Now, again, this microphone is used in films, in television. You don't see the microphone on the screen, but it's there. Usually it's high above, pointing down somewhat. Sometimes it's below, pointing up. Just depends on what they're trying to shoot in that particular scene. So that's the versatility of that mic. The gold mic and the pod mic doesn't work quite the same because it has a wider pattern. So it's more susceptible to other dynamics or room sounds. But I've got a window over here to my right. I've got a couple of doors over on my left. In front of me, I have the acoustic tiles on the wall, and behind me, and then I have this plastic sheeting that I'm going to put some more tiles on to put up on the wall. So once I'm finished with this room is going to be what we call a dead room. You won't have as much echo or room ambience. That's why I tend to work a little bit closer on the microphone, and I can turn the volume down. Then the sound that you hear right now, once I'm finished treating this room, I could work 2 or 3 feet away from it, and you'll hear this basically the same sound.
Reggie said, make sure the mixer has good mic preamps.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Well, look, we got 4 minutes left on this show. I know he can talk. I know he can talk forever because he's a radio person. He's used to going 12 hours at a time.
But on Thursday night, they get mad when I try to keep the show to 1 hour.
Yeah, look at him.
And Dr. Ron can go 3 hours
easily. So
you can restrict me to another 3 or 4 minutes.
Look,
okay, it's rolling like that.
Look. My people are trained to 1 hour. Okay, we just have to bring you back again. So, Chris also said always feels like going back to school when Lee talks broadcasting equipment. Much appreciated. Yes. So look, and these guys are the guys that are on Street News Now each and every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Facebook Live and YouTube. We are there doing our thing each and every week. Mr. Michaels is on the phone again. He probably cannot hear me.
No, I hear you.
Okay, good. So
I'm multitasking.
I got you. So look, what do you want to tell the people before we get out of here on this week, man? Because it's good to really hear what you have to say. As much as I tease and joke you, I love you and I appreciate you, and I think everybody should know that.
Yeah.
So
friends do treat each other that way. We give each other a hard time.
Yes, sir.
But it's all in love.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I want to tell people? I want to tell people, don't miss the opportunity. If you have the desire to be in media, if you are a student in high school, junior high, high school, college, or you're in a special media class or, special media school or whatever, give me a call. Let's talk. I would love to be able to work with you in some fashion. I'm here to help you in any way that I can, but don't miss the opportunity that the internet has presented all of us. And the time is now for you to get your foot in the door. It's not new. I've been streaming since the late 90s. So the opportunity for you to get into online broadcasting is right now. It's not burnt out yet. There's still major, major opportunities. Go to iradiocoach.com. Go to the contact us form. Send me a note. I will get back to you and try to help you realize your dream in terms of getting into the media broadcasting.
Well said, my good man. Well said. Miss Fiona, what you got for us? Stay right there, Lee. Don't go nowhere.
All right.
What you got for us, Miss Fiona? Get us out of here.
I appreciate you coming on the show again, Lee Michaels. Every time, this is my second time meeting you, and you've said a lot where I'm like, really, I'm getting more interested in this field. Everybody, he's really smart and ingenious, and everybody that comes on the show from the Street News Now team always talks about him. So he gave the information. Please go check him out. So everybody have a great week and see you next Tuesday. No, sorry, Sunday.
Sunday, that's right. That's right. Sunday. So look, I want to invite everybody to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. Go to the YouTube channel. You'll see this show posted there very shortly. We're going to put it up there. Subscribe, subscribe, and, support all the vendors. We need you to support our vendors. That's how it keeps them, keep them in business, because that keeps us in business, and we're going to get out of here. We're going to see y'all real soon. I'm going to throw this little flyer up here. So please donate. We need your support. There's all of the information that you can make contributions to the show. We appreciate you all. All your dollars do add up. So you notice I can beg real good. So y'all keep on keeping on. And we're going to get out of here, y'all. See y'all next week.